learning to let go. Now, most of us love to just hold on to something that we want to achieve. If whether it's goals, whether it's a person, whether it's relationships, whether it's our favorite stuff, we love to just hold them, even if they are broken. When I decided to be a coach, I think it was 2 years back, I also wanted to show up online, make content online, share about myself online, talk a lot, but I was not able. So definitely I walked a long way. And in this process, I had to let go of a lot of beliefs that I had around myself. Start to judge me. What if they start to say, oh, she isn't saying it right way. Oh, she doesn't look good in camera. Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Anusha Kanekar. I'm an empowerment coach, and this is my second video on this way of recording, like the free flow content format. So let's begin with today's video. While I was just thinking on what should I be doing today, what should I record today, I realized I need to talk about something called learning to let go. Now, most of us love to just hold on to something that we want to achieve. If whether it's goals, whether it's a person, whether it's a relationships, whether it's our favorite stuff, we love to just hold them, even if they are broken. And I really thought that today I need to speak about that. And as said, the topic is all about learning to let go. I'm not following any structure. I'm just following my intuition as it is flowing through me. And in last video, I had pronounced intuition in a very wrong manner. I had ended up saying it as intuitively, something similar to that. So this time I'll make sure and I'll pronounce stuff really in a proper manner, because this is very intuitive. See, because this is again, because this is very intuition based content, I just want to make it flow freely as it is coming in my mind and as I'm able to share about it. So when I talk about learning to let go, I personally needed this very badly, not just about any part of my life, but mostly for my content journey. Like when I decided to be a coach, I think it was 2 years back, I also wanted to show up online, make content online, share about myself online, talk a lot, but I was not able to do it in front of camera because I was very camera conscious. I had never done that before. I was always hiding from the cameras. I was so shy and introvert back in my younger days that I used to always try to hide from the camera. I used to hide behind people while they were clicking my photos, making sure that I'm not visible on the screen. So I was so much self-conscious and I was not really comfortable to get clicked on the camera. So being that girl who never was comfortable around camera to this girl who is today recording a video, just keeping it here, and who is just capturing my essence, whatever I want to share to the world. So definitely I walked a long way. And in this process, I had to let go of lot of beliefs that I had around my self concept, and I think we are going to talk about the same in this video. So 2 years back, when I had decided to make videos, the thoughts that were constantly disturbing me were, what if I say something wrong, which I definitely do now as well, but it doesn't make that difference to me because I know all of us do it at certain part of our life, and that's totally fine. That's how life works. We all are not expert in all the domain of our life, and it's completely fine. That's something that I have learned over these years. And back then I used to also feel that what if I get judged by the people. People had never seen me being so freely, so openly sharing about my content online. So what if they start to judge me? What if they start to say, oh, she isn't saying it right way. Oh, she doesn't look good in camera. Oh, she isn't wearing the right kind of dresses. Oh, she has lot of kind of hairs and all the stuff. She hasn't prepared herself well to come in front of camera. So all these were just my own thoughts, which were constantly making me very aware, self-conscious about not able to come in front of camera, make a video, share it online. Also, the other part was I used to belittle myself in a way. I used to say, because back then there were many wonderful coaches who used to provide a lot of good stuffs online, and I used to watch all of their content and get inspired. At the same time, I would get demotivated by watching them, get inspired to also share about my story, get demotivated thinking that they are sharing it already, why should I be doing it, who will be listening to my story, who will be listening to my content. So these were the insecurities that I was holding back then when I had to make a videos. But from that place until here, it has been a great learning journey for me to really let go of all those self concept which I had garnered over the year. In this process, definitely I have learned to not really give so much of attention to what people are saying, rather just focus on the people who really want to listen to me, who really want to get something from my knowledge, because even I have done the same over the past years. The challenges, the problems that I have gone through my life, I have learned a lot through these kind of videos, and I always wanted to make these kind of videos. But again, right, the trends the trends didn't let me to stick to what I really wanted to share on. I always wanted to just have this relaxed setup and talk about the life because I love to talk about the life. I don't like to talk about gossips and all. I always enjoy talking about the life, about the experience of people, sharing my own experience. This was the way I always wanted it to be, and I have started it similar way. And I'm really happy right now. And I could be happy at this place only because I had gone through that process. If I had never recorded my videos in this 2 years span, then I would never be comfortable speaking in front of camera this way. So I had let go of so many stuff, so many perfectionism traits over the years that today I confidently sit in front of camera, just speaking to it like someone is really listening on camera. And this is making me really comfortable. Like I shared in the last video, when was sitting with the script, it was making it difficult for me to share that emotion. But today, as I'm sharing, this feels really normal. This feels so natural to me that I'm just having a conversation with my friend, with person, with my clients, with the people who really want to listen to what I'm going to share. So this way it's really making me more comfortable now, and I could get comfortable again because I have realized the importance of how important it is for a person to get comfortable in themselves in order to express themselves well. I wasn't this comfortable back then. I think even 2 3 months back I wasn't comfortable sitting in just front of camera and talking like this. I always wanted to make this calm, composed, centered, grounded conversation, but still I couldn't do it. I had lot of doubts even 2 months back. I had doubts that what if I say something that might offend people? What if I just go round and round with my conversation, which I definitely do right now as well. But I think that's totally fine. That's what defined me. And for the people who really want to watch me, want to get something from my life, would enjoy it. If they don't enjoy, they will share in the comments, and I'll try to improve it next time. And I think that is the process that we have to surrender, rather than trying to just get attached to the image of something perfect, because the perfectionism image is not really going to help us. No matter what, it's not going to help us. And I personally believe perfectionism is nothing but it's just a myth. There is no one who is perfect in this world. There is impossible to achieve that perfectionism. There is only way to achieve perfectionism is your hard work, is doing it again and again and again. You will reach the level of perfectionism, and sometime over the experience that you have past years. If you just sit in front of camera and if you try to be perfect, that's definitely not going to work, because it's not possible. Even if, see, I had mentioned about my journey, I could speak comfortably in front of camera only because I did it over 2 years, and I could share my thoughts openly now only because I have done this before. Not in front of camera, but most of the time I share my wisdom, or I share my thoughts with the people who really are interested to listen to me. And I thought, now let's maximize my horizon so people can also get to listen to what I really have to share about. This is what is really important when you decide about going for it, going for your goals, going for your dreams. Never try to chase the perfectionism. Never try to do it in a particular way that society has said is the right way again. Because that's not really is the truth. It is true only for the people who are been doing it for over the years, and we should respect them for that. And I do respect them for the perfectionism they have achieved. But again, they could achieve it only because of the years they have put into doing it again and again, the practice they have put into it, the hard work, the dedication. That's what made them to feel perfect. But if you also want to achieve the perfect image of yourself, work for it, and don't try to achieve it in a first go, second go, third go for it like 100 times, and I'm definitely sure you're going to achieve it. And that's how things works. Again, because just trying to perfect everything in a one go just makes you hinders your growth. It's not really possible to achieve that level of perfectionism in first few tries, and you have to be equally comfortable with that. It's fine, it's completely fine. We are not here to be perfect. Even the God hasn't created a perfect human being, so who we are to create a perfect stuffs, right? So stop grabbing onto that perfect image of something and just let go of it. Just try to surrender to the process and embrace the life the way it comes to you. Rather than trying to make perfect everything, try to ask yourself, how can I make it better from the last time? This is the amazing way of being good at your work, delivering the best thing at your work. And I have been doing this for past year, from a year. This is really working for me. Every time I definitely have something to feel ashamed of, to feel, because I'm a very self-criticized person. I always make sure that, oh, everything has to be in a proper manner. But from last video, I will just let go of everything. And I have a beautiful friend of mine who really edited in a proper manner, so it is delivered well and received well by you all. So that now I don't have that perfect image of myself saying in a perfect manner, delivering it a perfect manner. I don't have any such stuffs in my mind. So that's why it's easy for me to just go with the flow. I think that was it for today's video. I just want you to have the reminder that never try to chase anything in a particular manner. Don't try to make it work, make it perfect in a first go, second go, third go. Always try to ask yourself, how can I make it better? And this will give you a lot of strength to work on yourself, and it will also shift you from a place of self criticism to a place of being an achiever. And this mindset is really important. If you have a high dreams, high ambitions, shift from that self criticism area towards achievers area. And you can only be an achiever if you are open to learn from your mistakes, if you are open to just look at your own content, just look at your own past work, and rather than criticizing yourself, trying to ask yourself what I can do better the next time. And this will take you really long, not the trying to perfect everything. So I think that was it for today. And if you haven't watched my first video in a similar way, because that was my first time, so I definitely look forward to get a good feedback from your end. And if you want me to change anything in that video, please suggest that in the comment section. So make sure to share about how trying to let go has really helped you in your life. It will be really helpful for me to understand different perspectives. As I mentioned earlier, I really enjoy learning about others experience, learning about others life perspective. So make sure you're sharing it in the comment section. And also, if you want me to talk about particular topic, do share it in the comment section. If I feel or if I call to talk about it, I will definitely talk about it. And see you in the next video. Thank you, and make sure to subscribe